Sounds good. Then what did you even write?
All right, class. Okay. All right, class. Today we're going to talk about the Earth's layers. So first, we're going to do a little warm up. We're going to get in partners and discuss these questions. So I'm going to have Shane and Katie work together, and Abby and Emily can work together. First, we're going to talk about what are the natural features of Querétaro. Okay. So natural features are like mountains, rivers, lakes, hills, rock, soil. Also, does Querétaro have earthquakes? How? What happens? What happens to the Earth's surface? What type of flora grow in the soil here? So that's just like plants. That's trees, cacti, flowers. So I'll give you about a minute to talk about that. So we're going to get together and answer these questions. How about first I'll have Abby. What did your group talk about?
In Querétaro, there is a monolith.
Yeah, there is a monolith.
Big rock.
Yep, it's a big rock. Everyone knows what a monolith is? Let's write that up here. Remember from our last lecture's monolith? It's just a big rock. Can we all say that together? Monolith?
Monolith.
Perfect. Okay, and Shane, what did your group talk about for 2?
He said yes, Querétaro does have earthquakes. How, I guess, like the tectonic plates and
Yeah,
that's what happens.
what does the surface look like?
It's all shaken up.
Shaky, right?
Yeah.
It shakes. That's like shaking that moves like that. Okay, and Emily, how about we talk about question 3? What was your answer?
There's trees and cacti and lots of other green plants, like in the picture.
Perfect, yeah, we can see in the background there's trees here, and maybe you can see cacti in the background, but it's sort of drier, right? And so there are drier plants there. Okay, so we're going to move on. So these are the outcomes from today. So we're going to be able to talk about these different things. I'll just have you guys read them in order. So Shane, can you read the first outcome?
You will be able to identify and describe natural features in scientific terms. This will be important when talking to tourists about important land features in your area.
And Katie, can you talk about number 2?
You will be able to accurately talk about the makeup of Earth's layers. People might be curious about the formation of certain land features: volcanic eruptions, continental crust, oceanic crust.
Does anybody have any questions about the vocabulary? Does everyone know what formation is? Do you remember from the first lecture what a formation? So remember what forming is? It's to like make, right? And a formation is the final product of that, so already made. It's a formation, like a big rock or something. Okay, Abby, can you read number 3?
You will be able to use vocabulary to talk about somewhere or something in Querétaro. You will be asked to do this by English-speaking tourists.
Perfect. Okay, Emily, can you do 4?
You will be able to successfully identify and produce the unvoiced sound. This sound is common in English, and mispronunciation can cause misunderstandings.
All right, and Shane?
You will be able to listen for specific main points in a lecture and summarize them verbally. Tourists will speak quickly, and you must be able to understand them and respond appropriately.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Here's some vocabulary that I want you guys to learn before we listen to the recording today. So, first we have soil. So, does everyone, actually let's get together in groups and discuss this vocabulary. So I'll have you guys work in the same groups and think that up. Yeah, let's think of some examples of how to use this vocabulary in groups for about a minute. Okay. So, Shane, can you read the first one? Can you read soil definition?
Soil, the stuff that plants grow in.
Okay, and what did you guys talk about with soil?
Talked about how plants grow in it and how it's very earthy.
Great. And Katie, can you read the definition for natural features?
A landmark that occurs naturally, like mountains, rivers, lakes, deserts.
Right. So what are some natural features that we have in our area? Or what did you talk about?
We talked about mountains.
Perfect. Okay. Abby, can you talk about surface?
The outside of something, the outermost part.
Perfect. So does everyone see that this is the very top of something, or the very surface is what we call it. So on the earth here, you can see that this all surrounding, that's called the surface. And then, Emily, can you talk about the core?
The core is the center of something, so it's in the middle, in the
Right.
innermost part.
So while the surface is on the outside, the core is the very center of something. We also call that for an apple. When you get to the very center of the apple, that's called the core. You throw that away. And Shane, can you read seismic wave?
Waves created by earthquakes.
Yeah, remember we were talking about that shaking earlier? There are actually two kinds. It can go like that and it can go like that. So here's some pictures of that there. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the sound, the TH sound. I'm going to hand out some papers. Sorry, I didn't have a vocabulary thing. She told me to cut it. So. Alrighty, so does everyone know how to make the sound? Put our tongue in between our teeth and just breathe out air. You can hold it for long. So what I want you guys to do is to circle the word that you hear. I'm going to read these words 1 through 6. And I want you to circle the sound that you hear. Okay? Tin. Tin. Now for 2. Yeah,
Do you want us to circle the sound or the whole word?
the whole word.
Whole word.
Thick. Thick. Taught. Taught. Thinker. Thinker. Bat. Bat. Eater. Eater. Did anybody want me to repeat any of those? Do we hear that? Do we hear the difference between the t sound and the th sound? Okay, perfect. So we're going to check our answers later. We're going to actually listen for this sound in our video today. So I wanted to go over some connected speech. So what connected means is just the words come together. So with what do you want? It comes together like this. So the words shorten up and connect like that. Okay, so one example is what do you to what do ya or what do ya? Can everybody repeat what do you?
What do you?
And now what do ya?
What do ya?
What do you?
What do you?
What ya?
What ya?
Yeah.
Often in fast speech, people will really shorten down those words like do and you, and they'll keep most of the question word there. Okay. Does everyone know what the schwa is? Okay, so in these words like do and you, when we shorten it up, it turns into what we call the schwa. It's that sound. And I want you to pay attention to that sound as you're listening to the lecture. This here, da, ya, ya, that's all the schwa. So keep that in mind while we're watching the video. Okay, so listening for supporting details. Does everyone know what supporting details are? So we have a main idea, and then each detail that helps explain the idea is called a supporting detail. So on our paper here, we have a list of 5 supporting details that you'll hear when we listen to the video lecture, and I want you guys to put those supporting details in order. So listen for them, and as you're listening, put numbers by the first, second, and third, fourth, and fifth ones that you hear, okay? So oh gosh.
Some people very quickly.
Lecture. 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 Part 2. Inside our planet.
Yeah.
Lecture. Part 1. Planet Earth. Background. Listening for supporting details. Page 14.
When you think of the planet Earth, what do you think of? Probably the many natural features that you can see on Earth. For example, you probably think of mountains, forests, deserts, oceans, rivers and lakes, soil and rocks. All of these are important features on the surface of the Earth. But have you ever thought about what's below Earth's surface? Today, let's look inside the planet Earth and discuss its internal structure. But first, I want to give you some background information about our planet. As you know, there are 8 planets in our solar system. Our planet Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun. It is also the 5th largest planet in our solar system.
All right. Does everyone hear up until the point where she says 5th largest planet in the solar system? Okay.
How large is Earth? If we draw a line directly through the center of the planet, the distance from the North Pole to the South Pole is almost 13,000 kilometers.
Did everyone hear that?
Earth is made up of 3 main layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust is the outer layer of Earth. The mantle is the next layer under the crust. The core is the last layer at the center of Earth. Scientists can study these 3 layers by using seismic waves. Seismic waves are like waves of energy. Scientists send these waves of energy through the crust, the mantle, and the core, and watch carefully as the waves pass through the 3 layers. Seismic waves act differently as they pass through different kinds of materials, so scientists can learn important information about Earth's layers. Okay, does anyone need to listen to that one more time? Do we all have
all 5? Okay, perfect. So now we're going to listen for the TH sound.
You're halfway. Just you're halfway.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to play the first 30 seconds of the video or the recording, and we're going to count. Just first, we're going to count how many TH, the sound, there are. So just, do you know how to make tally marks? Maybe just make tally marks like this. Is everyone? Yeah, okay.
Lecture, Part 1, Planet Earth, Background. Listening for supporting details. Page 14.
When you think of the planet Earth, what do you think of? Probably the many natural features that you can see on Earth. For example, you probably think of mountains, forests, deserts, oceans, rivers and lakes, soil and rocks. All of these are important features on the surface of the Earth. But have you ever thought about what's below Earth's surface? Today, let's look inside the planet Earth and discuss its internal structure. But first, I want to give you some background information about our planet. As you know, there are 8 planets.
Okay. We're going to play that one more time. Really try to pay attention, really focus on listening for that sound, okay?
Is that the same sound that's in surface or information?
No, so that's the F sound. We put our lip to our tooth with that sound. Those are hard to distinguish. So this one is hard to, it sounds very similar to the TH sound. Okay? Can everyone do, and so in a word like far, thin, okay, far, thin.
Thin.
When you think of the planet Earth, what do you think of? Probably the many natural features that you can see on Earth. For example, you probably think of mountains, forests, deserts, oceans, rivers and lakes, soil and rocks. All of these are important features on the surface of the Earth. But have you ever thought about what's below Earth's surface? Today, let's look inside the planet Earth and discuss its internal structure. But first, I want to give you some background information about our planet. As you know, there
How do we feel, guys? Do you think we got all of them? Yeah, feel good? Okay, so now we're gonna listen to that one more time, all the way through, and we're going to just write as many words as we can, okay? We're gonna listen to the whole lecture and just start writing TH words that you hear. It doesn't have to be all of them. I just want you to recognize them and write them down, okay?
Anywhere on the paper?
Yep, so anywhere on the paper, maybe just in this blank space.
When you think of the planet Earth, what do you think of? Probably the many natural features that you can see on Earth. For example, you probably think of mountains, forests, deserts, oceans, rivers and lakes, soil and rocks. All of these are important features on the surface of the Earth. But have you ever thought about what's below Earth's surface? Today, let's look inside the planet Earth and discuss its internal structure. But first, I want to give you some background information about our planet. As you know, there are 8 planets in our solar system. Our planet Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun. It is also the 5th largest planet in our solar system. How large is Earth? If we draw a line directly through the center of the planet, the distance from the North Pole to the South Pole is almost 13,000 kilometers. Earth is made up of three main layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust is the outer layer of Earth. The mantle is the next layer under the crust. The core is the last layer at the center of Earth. Scientists can study these three layers by using seismic waves. Seismic waves are like waves of energy. Scientists send these waves of energy through the crust, the mantle, and the core, and watch carefully as the waves pass through the three layers. Seismic waves act differently as they pass through different kinds of materials, so scientists can learn important information about Earth's layers.
Okay guys, how do we feel? Did we hear some?
Yes.
How about Shane? What's one word that you heard?
Earth.
Earth, right? How many people got Earth? Yeah. Earth. Can everyone say that together? Earth.
Earth.
You gotta make that R sound. Earth. Earth. Okay. Katie, what'd you get?
Think.
Think. Think. Okay. And Abby, do you have a different one?
13,000.
13,000. 2, right? Good job, Abby. Emily, what did you get?
5th.
5th. 5th. Can we all say that?
Fifth.
5th. 5th. It's even hard for English speakers to say. Sometimes we pronounce it like this. 5th.
Fifth.
Not many people say 5th. We just say 5th.
Fifth.
Perfect, guys. Now we're going to go over the answers. Okay. Let's check our answers. Can you raise your hand if you heard anything different? Yeah.
Put 1 for 1.
Or yeah, sorry, I put 1 down.
It's a book activity, so
It's a what?
it's a book activity, so maybe the book's wrong, but
I
I don't
got the
think it's
same
wrong.
answers.
I think I just
Yeah,
read
it
it
is.
wrong.
Yeah,
I just only had listening.
yeah, I didn't hear 9.
here's.
I didn't hear you. Yeah.
I heard 7.
So,
Oh, I heard 6.
Oh, wait. I have a question.
yeah.
Is
I know.
3 the same as the?
3, yeah. So,
The and 3 and the.
third, yeah. It's hard to say.
But like the.
Yeah, it's a th sound.
The?
I think you're right.